Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Devin Grayson, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. All new, all different. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
I'm Kristen.
And today we're going to be talking Titans Season 4, Episodes 7 and 8, which we got both this week. Nightwing 103. And, of course, I'll give you a quick rundown on Batman Superman's World's Finest, number 14. Also featuring Dick Grayson. And yes, the bad news, yes, we have to wait till next week for Dude, Where's My Gar? So
I know there was no Gar in those episodes. However, that leads me to believe, as would only be fair, that Dude, Where's My Gar is all Gar.
I wonder if that's going to be the Stargirl episode. I wonder if that's how they find him with Stargirl.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Because there's not that many episodes left, so.
Right, I mean, it's only going to be 12, right? So we've just got 4 left, right? 9, 10, 11, 12.
I think so, yeah. Which is why it kind of surprised me that they put 2 episodes on this week.
Yeah. Same, but I guess since they made us wait so long.
All right.
A part of what I'm wondering, and I don't know if we'll ever know because I don't know if they would say this, is did they have the whole season filmed and then not expecting it to be renewed, and then when they found out it wasn't, is that part of the delay? Like, did they have to film a new last episode or make the last episode longer or something to wrap it up?
I haven't heard either ways, but I mean, maybe.
It's kind of makes you wonder because the gap was really long. I mean, I think it stopped in November, right? And then it didn't start back up until March.
Something like that. Yeah, I know it was before the new year. Yeah.
Yeah, let me check. I'm pretty sure it would tell us on IMDb when it. Oh, okay. Yeah, it says Brother Blood film aired on dropped or whatever you would say on December 1st.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we didn't get 7 and 8 until April 13th.
Interesting. Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them maybe having to film a new last episode. I mean, unless they were worried, writing was on the wall, and maybe they filmed the last episode where it could have worked either way as a series or season finale, but.
I guess we'll find out in a couple weeks.
Yeah. I mean, what was it? Last season, I mean, you could tell they were doing more, but I mean, it could have ended as the end of the series.
Yeah. Yeah, because it kind of wrapped things up. It also hinted at I don't know. Well, I guess the new last episode is called Titans Forever, so.
Yeah.
Speaking of Titans, you should say the news. We're not just getting Tom Taylor's Titans series. We're also getting.
Oh, yes, we are getting Mark Waid. Yes, the team bringing us Batman Superman, the World's Finest, is giving us a Titans spinoff. So, yes.
So it's going to be called World's Finest Teen Titans, right?
I think so, yeah.
So that's cool.
So
that means it'll be the Fab Five.
I don't want to take the credit, although we probably should. I'm guessing Dick Grayson and Dick Grayson must be proving very popular in this series. Because we did see a little bit of the Titans, but I mean, we've seen a lot more Dick Grayson in this.
But yeah, maybe the Titans ones went over well.
I wonder if after that bad date, I wonder if Supergirl's going to make any appearances in that book.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god, how funny would that be? Roy just like making fun of him, be like, "Ha, you bombed."
Oh my gosh, what if Roy and Supergirl go on a date?
Oh no.
I can't decide if I think it would be funnier if Roy and Supergirl went on a date and it went even worse or just as bad, or if it went awesome. Either one would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it could be any of them. Could be Wally, because maybe, yeah, I don't know. They have more in common.
Yeah, maybe.
Guess we'll have to wait and see.
I feel like if she was annoyed at Dick liking attention, she would be extra annoyed at Roy.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah. Roy loves attention.
So that could be even more hilarious. Or, like I said, that's why it could be hilarious if it went really well instead, because you'd be like, what the heck? So either way would be fine.
Oh yes, I was trying to find the synopsis for the next episode. Yes, supposedly that is Dude, Where's My Gar is the crossover. So
Okay. And we'll find where Gar is. Because, yeah, dude, where is our Gar?
I know. So should we talk the show first, or?
Sure.
So yeah, what did you think? I mean,
So I wrote all sorts of random things down.
oh man, she has a whole book.
as I was watching. So yeah, it's almost hard to know. Okay, so I guess for the first one, number 7. So I think one thing, all right. Trigon and Brother Blood were not related in the comics, right? Those were two separate things in Teen Titans.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I think Brother Blood was more like a cult leader, and yeah.
Yeah, I remember him being a cult leader, and yeah, there was Mother Mayhem, but I think it was kind of tied into that sort of rise of scams and weird religious groups in the 80s and not
Oh yeah.
Not Trigon. Although then didn't Brother Blood end up also being like a ruler of some country or something?
Oh, maybe. I mean, they did a few things with Brother Blood, but yeah, I don't think he was ever related to Trigon.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So I guess and Roberta, I don't remember her from the comics.
No, me neither. So yeah, she's probably
Okay.
a new creation. Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing that I thought watching these 2 episodes, especially number 7, is, and I think some people have complained about this before, but it just now hit me, is sometimes it feels like the heroes are really incompetent in Titans because basically all of the tech is Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, maybe it's because in the Titans, Cyborg often did a lot of the tech, although Dick is not unknown to do tech, but Tim, it feels particularly obvious with Tim because Tim is kind of a techie Robin. You know, he's the photography computer nerd one. And Tim didn't really do a lot of, I mean, he had that moment with, oh, maybe it's gematria with the numbers, but all the tech was Bernard. And like if Bernard didn't show up with all of his tech, they would have been screwed.
Yeah, no, all Tim has is sun dogs.
Right, yeah. And I guess it also annoyed me a little bit that the language in the book that Lex gives them is old Timeranian, and Corey's like, yeah, I don't know it. Which, I mean, okay, I realize, yes, old English and modern English are not the same, and so sort of thing. But it's like, it's her planet.
Yeah,
and
but
why do they have to make it be a dialect that she doesn't know? Why do they have it be a dialect she doesn't know? It just seems like it's emphasizing that the heroes are incompetent.
I guess, but I mean, I took it as like, you know, it was maybe it's the difference between modern English and Latin or something.
Right? No, I mean, I got on the one hand, I didn't think that was ridiculous. I guess it just kind of annoyed me that they had Corey not know it. Just because I felt like it emphasized that the hero. I'm like, why are these guys heroes?
Oh yeah, remember, I mean, there's always a point in every Titan season where it's just like, really, you guys can't do
Right.
that, or yeah.
Well, and again, the Trigon versus the Tamaranians, they added that for the show too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And what about Connor? I mean, I get that he's being nasty now because like his side he gets from Lex is coming out, but I don't know, just like we're still
Yeah,
being,
he's so Lexi.
I mean, yeah.
He's so Lexi. I put that down. Ah, yeah. Then so I felt like with Dick, so when he and Corey went to see Roberta, and it was like, oh, the prophecy says you can end this, but you will end as you are now. And then they go to leave, and Corey's like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Shouldn't we talk about that? And then they didn't, and that annoyed me because I feel like in the comics they would definitely talk about that. On the other hand, I feel like, guys, this is not your first round of prophecies. The woman was very specific in the translation. She did not say you would die. She said you would end as you are now. So I was at the screen. I was like, it doesn't say you're going to die. It just says you'll be different. Jeez, guys, this isn't your first prophecy.
Yeah, sometimes the writing fails us in these seasons, so
Right. But then I thought in number 8, Dick and Ted and Carol and Kory, that when Dick was like, Batman's trained me for this, where we potentially lose our identities and we just have to put our memories down on this Walkman and do. I was like, oh wow, that is a hardcore. Like that is straight out of the comics. They definitely would do that.
I know, but well, that was my problem. And then she's all like, I don't know. It seems like she's offended, where she's just like, "Oh, well, yeah, lessons from a psychopath. That's that's BS. That's horrible and all this." And I'm like, "Do you want to get out of this magical booby trap, or where you're about to be brainwashed by this cult?" I mean, it's like.
It felt like more that would have been a perfect opportunity for a he was raised by Batman joke.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not like he's asking you to do anything like extremely horrible. It's just like, put down some horrible memories on a tape.
Yeah. Although he said he was 13. Too old.
Maybe they think in the real world it's a little more believable.
Yeah, I mean, 13 is still pretty young, so whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was glad that Bernard and Tim got back together because at the beginning of that episode where Bernard was like, I feel like we should just be friends. I was saying to the TV, I'm like, no, you don't. You're just saying that because Tim's bad about returning your text. Like, I get it. I would have done, if I were Bernard, I would have said the same thing because I don't want you to know how much you hurt me. But
and it's like, how horrible would that have been? He like slept with him. Then he's like, oh, I think we should just be friends. Like, how dare you?
Yeah, but he didn't reply to his text. I mean, and he was mad about it. He's like, oh, I guess I should reply to my mom too. Ray was like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, that's appropriate. Shame him. He should reply to his mom.
Yes. So it seems like we're moving towards a Dick and Kory couple here.
Yes.
Yes, because that's the memory that kind of, saves her.
Oh yeah, Dick, after they got together the first time, and he was like, I should have talked to her more about my feelings, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was my other thing. Can I just say, I feel like they did not do a great job with the deaf people. Granted, I am not deaf, so I don't exactly know, but it felt like they didn't ask deaf people at all. And it just was like, they're going to be deaf because it's convenient and not because, I mean, they didn't.
The father said the daughter lost her hearing when she was 10, but he did it to himself. So yeah,
Right.
But that didn't seem believable because there's one scene where the father and daughter are talking, and they're lip readers, but it's like I swear they weren't looking at each other half the time. I'm like, well, how are you reading each other's lips? If
Exactly. That's what I felt. I felt like it was not. I felt like they did not do a good enough job showing these. It wasn't believable. It wasn't believable. They didn't do a good enough job showing you that the people were deaf, so you couldn't really anticipate that reveal, and it didn't. Because it felt like they weren't always looking at her when they were ordering.
Like when they were in that, or the father and daughter were in that field, right before the spell came down. It's like I swear half the time they weren't looking at each other. I'm like, how do you know what the other one's saying?
Right. Yeah, and you would also think that if she went deaf when she was 10, that they would know some sign language.
Yes.
And that they could communicate with each other also in sign language.
Oh yeah, the father and daughter. Yeah, definitely. It's like
So I just felt like I understood why they did that, but I felt that the show did not do a good job. The show was just like, oh crap, we need a reason why these people aren't affected, and we forgot. Oh yeah, let's make them deaf. And they never went back to make that make sense. They just did it. They're like, oh, basically saying they're deaf but can read lips. It's like magic.
And the son was like outside the town because what was it? He was like at camp when the thing happened 10 years ago. I'm like, he's like, I come out here every day. I'm like, well, where are you living then? If your father and sister are trapped in there, where are you living?
Right. Yes. That's true. Yeah, and because I felt like they also did kind of a bad job when they're playing the music and then the deaf people start singing it, and you're like, I thought you were deaf, and he's like, oh, I can imagine this is what it is. It's like, how do you know what's happening? I mean, they offered no explanation for that.
I know. I just
I get like it did kind of make sense, but it also felt like they forgot that they made them deaf.
I know. Oh my god! And what about that guy or whatever in the radio station?
Yeah, that was super weird. Why was there all that blood? Like, was the radio run on blood?
Dark magic, man. They love their blood.
Yeah, that was weird.
And again, brother blood trademark. So
right, but yeah, basically Dick killed that guy.
That's so funny. Yeah, everyone sees the blood on Dick. What happened? I was waiting for like Rachel and everyone to be like, "Did you kill someone?"
But they don't care in this version of Titans.
That's
They're like,
true. Yeah.
Because they were kind of talking about oh yeah, because then the Titan, they were actually, at that very beginning, they were like, oh man, maybe I should have taken care of him when I had the chance. And people were like, don't blame me for it. I mean, they would never have. I mean, it was kind of, she was like, man, I can't believe I didn't kill him. And those were like, don't worry about it. And nobody was like, yeah, don't worry about it. We don't kill people. We never would have expected you to.
Exactly. And the whole thing with the sheriff, I'm like, every time Dick's like, oh, my name's Dick Grayson. It's like, you're not going to use an alias?
Maybe he sensed it was magic.
Maybe.
I mean, the joke about Detroit was funny. But all right. Also, do you think a date shade would be delicious or disgusting?
Probably not for me. I don't know how good it would taste, but not for me.
Yeah, I don't like milkshake, so no flavor of milkshake is for me. I don't like the texture. It's like not ice cream, but not milk. It's a weird in between texture, and I hate that.
Well, that's the thing. You get a blender, you can make your own. You can make it thick or not thick, and do it yourself. You can make it whatever you want.
No, it's not happening, Phil.
Okay.
But I do want to say also, the actor who plays Dick Grayson is getting pretty ripped. That dude has definitely been working out.
Oh yeah, like I saw him.
He was like way smaller when they had the flashback. That was clearly from the first season.
Yeah, like in that pink shirt, I was like, is he getting heavy or is he getting built under there? Yeah.
I know. Well, his biceps and the shirt were like way bigger. I was like, dang.
I don't know, man. I guess it doesn't need those fake muscles in the costume now. Come talk to us.
Maybe it's an Australian thing during COVID to get totally ripped because isn't that what Thor did too? And he's also Australian.
There's a bunch of them. Like the one guy from Eternals did that. Like Grant Gustin from the Flash TV show did that too. I think his wife's like a trainer or something, and it's like during lockdown he was they were working out, and he got. I mean,
Well,
hey,
don't worry, fans. I did not get ripped during.
I mean, if you play a superhero and there's nothing else to do, I mean, it's like, hey, it helps your brand, I guess.
Did you get ripped during lockdown, Phil?
Yeah.
Same. All right, my final thought for that episode then before we go. Do you think them getting Bernard and Tim getting rooms 37 and 38 was supposed to be like one of those little Easter eggs since, Dick was Agent 37 and then he debuted in 38? That's like kind of a Robin thing. Oh,
maybe. I don't know, but I mean, I would assume.
Part of me was like, it could be. The other part of me was like, you're trying too hard, Kristen.
I mean, they wanted adjoining rooms, so I get two numbers together. But I don't know if it's an Easter egg or not.
I don't know. Because normally in hotels, though, when you get adjoining rooms, it's like 38 and 40 or 36 and 38 because usually it's odd and even.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I was going to say, I don't think there's any 37 or 38 in Tim's first appearance either. So, it can't be that.
I didn't know if it was supposed to. I was thinking maybe the 38 since it was like kind of maybe a Robin shout out, but whatever.
Hold on, let me double check myself. Because Tim's first appearance is Batman 436. So it's that doesn't even work either.
Maybe it's just random.
Maybe. Somebody's favorite number or something. All right. I have an interesting bit of Titans trivia for you.
Okay.
Remember when the Titan series, like in the 90s, like after like they were like kicking Dick off the team and Roy takes over and stuff?
Yeah. So when Marv was still writing it?
Oh, yeah. And Marv wrote it till the end.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, last night on the Green Lantern podcast, Will and I talked to writer Ron Mars, who was writing Green Lantern at the time. And supposedly the original plan for like when Roy came in and like, created a whole new team, Ron Mars was going to take over at that point and write the rest of the book. But then I guess something happened. I don't know if they had some kind of contract thing or something with Marv. So basically when they got to a certain point, they just ended the book and, then they rebooted eventually. But he originally, Marv wasn't going to write it till the end. So, yes. Kristen's like, I don't care. Dick was on the team anyway.
Well, no, I mean, I read that there was a thought that maybe Dick would go and be a Green Lantern. I thought you were going to say something.
No,
it
was
Space
just
Cop kind of thing, but.
No, at that point, I think it was pretty much set in stone. It's like, hey, he's going back to the Bat books.
Fair enough. All right, so then the Ted and Carol one. Are Ted and Carol, like, I mean, I get the names are just supposed to be like very Midwestern suburban names, which it worked very well. Is anybody also named? I mean, there's Teds and Carols in DC Comics, but are any of them a couple?
I don't think so. That's what.
Okay, because it's like Ted Cord.
Yeah.
But Carol Ferris, but she's with Hal, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was trying to think. I don't think there's any Ted and Carol matches in the DC, at least not that I can think of.
Okay. But that was funny. I like their matching pajamas.
I know. Who put me in this? Same person who put me in this.
And their house was really nice.
It was, I know.
But also, like, so Midwest HGTV, like with their little sign, like Ted and Carol's Bar and stuff. They really just needed a giant live, laugh, love somewhere in there.
Sorry, Mom. The matching cars.
Yes, exactly. The matching cars and their outfits, like the outfit that Kory wore. I was like, oh man, that is so like Midwest Country Club. Love it.
I'm like, I get that's probably the only clothes in the closet, but I'm like, she tied her hair. She had the thing in her hair and everything. I'm like,
I know. It was part of her transformation.
Well, undercover too. It's like,
they were eating away at her brain. But yeah, that was funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I was glad that Dick finally won a fight.
Yes. Oh, I love that fight in the church. Just putting guys through pews and stuff. I love that.
I did think it was kind of freaky when they got the horn. How
Oh yeah,
he had to
Sebastian had to
reach
like
his
burn.
hand down into the what looked like what in a normal church would be a baptismal font, and it was like filled with lava.
Yeah, and he like kind of burned his hand, but then it like started
Yeah,
healing up. Yeah.
that was pretty hardcore.
Kill the heretic.
Yeah. Also, I mean, it worked, but I felt like it was also a little bit of an Easter egg that you saw the radio. It was called Blood Radio, but it was spelled like BLUD.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a little shout out to Bloodhaven too.
Oh, I thought. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess.
I mean, obviously because Brother Blood, but I felt like with it being spelled with
Yeah.
the U, that's. Also, I really noticed, particularly in this season, that it feels like we're fighting the American Revolution all over again because so many of the bad guys have British accents. Like Brother Blood does, and then when Connor went to talk to Mercy, she has a British accent.
Unfortunately, I think that's just because yes, a lot of the actors these days are either British or Canadian or Australian.
Right, which is fine. It's just I'm like, well, why is it that when they're bad, they let them keep their accents? We have bad people in America too.
Just the mysterious foreigner. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a movie trope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I love how Rachel was basically messing with the two guards' minds. It's like, really, you're gonna shoot the daughter of Trigon?
Yeah, it does seem like a bad plan.
It's not gonna be a problem. Well, it's gonna be a problem when Trigon comes back.
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, "Don't shoot her! Don't shoot her!"
So yeah, I was a little confused with the radio station. I guess they were on two different floors or something, or two different parts. I mean, because the radio station did not seem that big, but clearly they were in two different places. I mean, at first I was like, are there two different radio stations?
You
But
mean
then they all came out the same door.
You mean Tim and Bernard and Dick and
Yeah.
Bernard said something real quick. I think it's like it was like a dimensional thing where it's like they were kind of in the same space, but like it was separated.
Oh, okay. So like once Dick killed the weird Vincent blood guy, it's like that pocket disappeared, and then they were all in the same dimension again.
Yeah, I think it was like because of the spell. Yeah, because
okay.
So yeah, they were pretty much in the same studio or whatever, but yeah, it was separated by that spell.
That's cool. But yeah, that was super gross.
Oh yeah, with all that blood running and stuff. Turn it off.
And the guy was like, I mean, it was kind of like Dick killed him, but also he was kind of already dead. I mean, he was not looking good.
Oh yeah, I mean they were probably draining the blood out of him too, but it's just.
Oh yeah, which that does actually remind me. One other thing that, again, I'm not entirely sure about because I don't totally. I'm not a doctor. I don't totally understand the stuff about being deaf, but I did think it was a little weird because they said that they like injected. You know, they had that thing behind their ears, and the dad said something about how the music goes like transmits in through there through your like goes into your brain or something. And so I was slightly confused again. I felt like they were trying to have the science multiple ways because it was like, oh, it doesn't matter for us because we're deaf. But he's like, but you guys can't just put earplugs in because it's going from that little thing directly into your brain.
Yeah.
So like, but if you have that because they don't know you're deaf, wouldn't it affect you too if it's going directly into your brain? It's like, do you have to hear? Like, I guess I'm not quite sure how. How that affects.
Yeah, they didn't explain that well, unless it's like a two-part thing. It's like unless it's like you have to have that thing in your hearing, maybe. I don't.
Right. Yeah, it felt like they were kind of trying to have it both ways there, and I was like, I'm not sure. Particularly, I feel like particularly for the dad, although the girl as well, because they because he said he was self-induced. He did something to stop his hearing. So it seems like basically he just like punctured his eardrum,
I think, yeah.
or something. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, again, they really didn't go into detail on a lot of that.
I feel like maybe if the daughter had been born deaf, you could make an argument that there's like something. But I mean, I feel like if you're deaf, it doesn't mean like the stuff in your brain is still there. So if it's going right into your brain, I feel like it wouldn't matter if you were deaf. So I felt like that was a little bit unclear there.
And again, it's been 10 years, and no one can tell the in that town can tell those two are deaf.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I get that the people forget their former lives, but it's like they all would have known she was deaf beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's no point
because it says it's been 10 years that Caul's Folly's been missing, and she's clearly she clearly went deaf before it happened.
Yeah, because he said she lost her hearing. Well, he said he lost her hearing when she was 10. So if they've been in there 10 years, yeah. So yeah,
she was at least 20.
Yeah, I was gonna say she looked like she's at least 20. So yeah.
Yeah, and plus, I thought he said it happened when she was at like ice skating or something.
Oh, I think he said something about swimming, something. Or
Yeah, it was like some kind of accident or whatever, which also leads you to believe it happened before they got closed off from the world, because otherwise, like, how would it happen?
He just randomly sent his son. Well, I guess I can say just sent the son off to camp and not the daughter, but I guess.
But I mean, I feel like it could have been like Boy Scout camp or
Maybe,
some kind of sport camp that was for the kid, or
Maybe.
like the boy was older, and so it's like you're old enough to go to sleepaway camp, but your sister's too young, something like that.
Ted and Carol.
So whatever. Yeah.
I love the blue and pink tape recorders.
Yeah. Well, I felt like it was teal green, but
okay. Well,
whatever.
Yeah. Nightwing blue.
I feel like it was too green to be Nightwing blue.
And I love it wasn't her memory that brought her out of it. It was his memory.
Yeah, and not even. I mean, I guess it was kind of traumatic because he was like, I screwed up with this person that I love, but yeah. Well, but that part I did think was very good, that she said, she was like, yeah, the memory thing helped, but not the traumatic memories. And I did think that was good, because that does make sense that like Bruce would hardcore be like, oh yeah, it's the trauma that brings you back and makes you remember who you are. And Kory is a much more positive person, so it definitely makes sense that Kory would be like, oh yeah, it was actually the happy memories. And I feel like Dick would be somewhere in the middle, that, in the future, he'd be like, record memories, both happy and sad, because you never know which one will be the one that triggers you to remember who you are.
And again, I mean, it was with Bruce, it's always trauma since that night his parents were killed. Yeah.
Speaking of that, since we were taught to tie it back up with World's Finest, I was scrolling through Facebook, and I don't know, some random, there's so many different random comic memes, had posted again that thing from at the end of that World's Finest 12, where at the end of the bad date, where Bruce is like, some things don't work out, you take the loss and you move on. And people were like, oh yes, Bruce Wayne, you take the loss and you move on. Yeah, he's so good at that. And a bunch of people were ripping him in the comments. They were like, yeah, Bruce, how's that moving on going? And that was kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
And people were also like, yeah, Talia does have a sister, but you don't want to date her. Because I guess she like murders people or whatever.
And they're all older women, because they, Lazarus pits and stuff. So
like we said, he should have said Selena. That would have made much more sense.
Yes. Oh, but speaking of World's Finest, 14 came out today.
Right, yeah. So let's transition. Give us the lowdown, Phil.
Well, did you read the last issue 13?
I did, yes.
Okay. So
so I know that, spoiler alert, Bruce Wayne's been arrested for murder again. This is, how many times has Bruce Wayne been arrested for murder now? Let's see. Hold on. So back in the 40s, remember we read that one where he was arrested for murder, and Dick like does something so he can sneak out because it's the 40s, so you could like easily sneak out of the prison cell by
Yes.
tapping on the glass in it, because it must have
Yeah.
been built during the Depression to substandard
And there was that one
thing.
issue.
So there was the 40s, then there was that one we read just a few weeks ago that was also a one issue, and then of course we had that very long Bruce Wayne murderer fugitive arc. So this is at least the fourth time.
Yes.
At least.
Well, rich people get up to shady stuff, so.
Yes, shenanigans.
So basically, I mean, like Bruce is calling Clark, and he's like, "How could you put that in the paper?" And Clark's like, "Well, how am I supposed to explain to the people at the Daily Planet and the general public how Clark Kent would know that Bruce Wayne is completely innocent?" But then,
is Bruce Wayne like, "Oh yeah, good point."
Well, Bruce does think it's good because he's like, well, at least now the actual murderer is going to get a little more comfortable and probably mess up.
Plus, Clark's not the one that wrote it. Remember, Jimmy wrote it, and Clark was like, "I don't think you should publish this," but Perry was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
But yeah, Bruce is like, "Yes, you've congratulations. In the middle of a murder investigation, your blunder has hobbled Batman, and But yeah, they're talking about Metamorpho and everything that's going on, and Bruce goes, "Don't you wish you had a detective as a partner right now?" And Superman goes, "Oh, I found one."
Cute.
Yeah, but yeah, it seems like because after Bruce calls Oliver Queen, it seems like a bunch of billionaires are getting like replaced or something. So they're tracking this down. Like I know Dick and Superman are like interrogating some of Metamorpho's villains and stuff. Like Dick's hanging.
Wait, so Oliver Queen is getting replaced? Like a robot's coming or something?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, a lot of the billionaires are because they track it down to Professor Ivo, an old Justice.
Wait, this is from. We've read this one before. This is from the 40s as well. There's that one where Bruce goes on a vacation and he's like gets trapped on the island. It's a mere millionaire's island then. And he comes home because it's the one I've had us read it before. Natch.
Yeah.
Because Dick greets him when he comes home by like popping a balloon in his face, and Bruce and then he Bruce gets mad at him for something, and he's like, "You little brat!" and like kicks him out of the study or whatever. And Dick almost reveals the secret of Batman and Robin, but then he realizes that this is fake Bruce before he does.
I mean, unless this is Mark Waid's modern retelling of this kind of, because he is a big guy.
I think it might be.
He knows a lot of comic history, so I would not be surprised if Mark Waid's read that story. So. Oh yeah, because when Clark's at Simon Stagg's funeral, he's like, that's not a human body in the coffin. He's been replaced by some kind of robot or something. So Bruce Wayne could not have killed someone. But then Superman and Dick track down Professor Ivo's lab, and there's like a bunch of half built robots or androids or whatever, and Superman's like, he's like, they're not a threat to me, and Ivo's like, oh, I know, they're for the boy. But I think Dick's actually gonna have to save Superman because spoilers, kids, at the end, yes, Professor Ivo has brought back Amazo, who some of you may know is the android he created that can mimic the powers of the Justice League. But it seems like this time he's like, I guess he has it copying Metamorpho's powers. But he's like, yeah, so this time he can mimic all kinds of elements, including kryptonite.
Uh-oh.
So
wait, where's Metamorpho in this? Does he go to the island with them?
Well, he was kind of they kind of split up. Like Metamorpho went with Batman, and then Dick and Superman have been
Oh right, yeah.
So yeah, well, Batman and Metamorpho went to track down the Metal Men because they think there's a lead there. But yeah, that's the big cliffhanger. Is Amazo is copying all these elements, including kryptonite. So as I said, is Dick's gonna have to take down this android? Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry, show it again.
Oh wait, what that? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, is Dick gonna save Superman? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it might be, yeah, he's probably mixing things because I just Googled Professor Ivo and it said his first appearance was The Brave and the Bold, number 30,
Yeah, because
which is not till 1960.
because the Justice League's first appearance was like Brave and the Bold 28. So yeah, he's mostly been a Justice League villain. So
Okay.
yeah. Again, Mark Waid's not doing it. If he's copying that story, it's not word for word. Yeah, he's adding different elements, but
Right. But yeah, that's cool. No, yeah, mix it up.
But no, I like Mark Waid's been giving Dick a lot to do and making it,
Well, yeah, and I mean, now pretty soon, starting over the summer, we're gonna have Dick as both Robin in Teen Titans and Nightwing in Titans. This is truly an amazing time to be alive.
Exactly.
Because I love Dick as both Nightwing and Robin. Now I can have new of each at the same time. Ooh, so amazing.
Oh yes, the fans are rejoicing. It's a good time to be a Dick Grayson fan.
I'm here for Dick.
It is.
All right.
I kind of feel bad though that we are prospering so much at the expense of the other Robins. Like they have nothing.
I know. At least Jason had a book for a while, but yeah,
But it's done, right?
Yeah, and again, I mean, I don't know if did we announce it? Yeah, Tim's book is coming to an end, but it's like, yeah, the last issue that came out actually had decent art. I'm like, oh, now after they announced it's getting canceled, they're putting decent artist.
I know. I feel like if they had that art from the beginning, the book wouldn't be getting canceled because I assume it's getting canceled because it's not selling great.
I mean, I'm a big Tim fan, and yeah, that art almost made me drop the book.
So yeah, I mean that's the only thing I can figure because I feel like the writing's been fine. The writing's been good.
Yeah, I mean, you want a successful book in comics. That's the juggling act. You're going to have good art and good story.
But yeah, I mean, but they're canceling Batgirls too, so I don't know what they're doing. It's hard to. It's hard to know how. Like, I don't know what their cutoff is and stuff. I mean, which, like, obviously they would just announce to the general public, well, book has to sell this many or we're canceling it. But it still feels a little weird. I mean, Tim's only getting 10 issues. I mean, that's not even a whole year.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
That feels like not enough issues to really know.
Yeah. I just said, well, again, but, I mean, Dick's doing the numbers, so it's like I guess if people aren't doing the numbers, but I guess coming soon they're doing a new Brave and the Bold, the Batman team up book. So
yeah,
I mean I'm sure it'll be.
Let me know if anybody I might care about is in that one because I didn't set up to order that one. I'm like, I'm getting tired of ordering.
Yeah,
8,000 different Batman books. Of course, then they come out with more books with Dick Grayson. So I'm like,
I know. I mean, I'm sure they'll do the whole DC universe, but I wonder if they're going to do a bunch of Bat Family in there too, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, and we don't know what's happening with the Robin book. I mean, because it was Robin and then it transitioned into Batman versus Robin. Like, are they going to start back up again? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, what they've announced starting in the summer, basically it sounds like by August, the books in the Bat Family will be Batman, Detective, Batman Brave and the Bold, Nightwing, Titans, which I guess is like kind of its own thing, and then Batman Superman World's Finest, and then again because it has Dick in it, but it's also like a team book, Titan World's Finest Teen Titans. So that's 7 books, but basically those books are either a Bruce or Dick book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, has anybody else's book been announced?
Not that I know of. Yeah,
no. Just say because all the other ones they're canceling. They haven't said anything about Robin. And then, I mean, maybe they'll continue to have Tim in. Which one is it? It's Batman he's in, right? Right now?
Yeah.
He's in the Batman backup. But I mean, I guess it remains to be seen once that story's resolved. Are they going to keep it where he's in the backup? I don't know.
Yeah, but let's get the Nightwing 103.
Yeah, it seems weird that. Or like, why don't they restart like a Urban Legends? Well, whatever. They'll do them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like, as we've said when we were talking about it before, I just feels like they didn't try as hard as they could have with Tim's book. And of course, it's annoying. It's extra annoying because they were open in that book about Tim being bisexual, and then they're only letting it run for 10 issues, and they're canceling it. And I feel like that'll just give a lot of people an opportunity, because I've seen some people, even though I know you shouldn't read Facebook comments, sometimes I do, and I always regret it, of course. And people are like, "Oh, I'd buy the book if they made Tim straight again," and stupid stuff like that. And I just feel like DC didn't, like, anyone could have anticipated that would happen. And so it almost feels like they didn't try as hard as they could have, so that they can be like, "Oh, well, we tried to do diversity and it didn't work," or whatever. I mean, I know that it's not as though things are going really well for, I think, is he bisexual, John Kent?
I think so. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Well, I mean that's the other thing. People thought it was kind of it was like, oh, is this just like a gimmick DC's coming up with? Because it's like right after John Kent comes out, Tim came out like, I swear, within like a month or so. It's just like, really? But yeah, I mean, I have no problem with any of it. But yes, kids, if you want characters of different orientations or different, different nationalities, whatever, you have to vote with your money. Whatever character you love. Again, it's a business. They'll give you whatever book you want, but you have to vote with your money.
But yeah, it felt like DC, with the art that they put on the Tim book, it felt like they kneecapped the book from the start. That they were like, "Oh, well, we'll try," but it's like, when it's something like that, like, that you need to give it good.
And like some of the covers, especially some of the variants, I'm like, there are some really good covers on this. I'm like, I wish the interior would match the covers.
Yeah, they have plenty of great artists to choose from. And I'm not saying that artist is bad. I mean, that could work for other kinds of art, but it did not work well for a superhero book. It did not work well for Tim.
Well, I think maybe I think it was Lilith might have made the point where like manga is kind of big with the kids right now. Maybe they were trying to go for that market because they had that look, kind of a manga look to it. So
maybe a little, but I feel like if it was supposed to be manga, they didn't do it right.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Because whenever I read it, I was like, "Oh, these guys look like Bert from Sesame Street."
Yeah, the body proportions were way off. Yeah,
like, I like Bert and Ernie. They were my jam when I was a little kid, but I never really thought of Tim Drake as looking like Bert. So,
and people were supposed to look realistic. They're not supposed to look like puppets.
Yeah, it was a bit jarring. Yeah.
All right, let's do Nightwing.
All right. Yes, made it to the underworld. Hell Heist.
Oh yeah, part 3 of 4. So yeah, next month will be the conclusion.
Yeah, they got to wrap it up, because then in June, that's when Titans bust out in Titans, and
their own book
does his own thing.
But yeah, a lot of names in here I haven't heard in a while. Like Blaze confronts Neuron. Yeah, I remember her from 90s Superman books. Blaze and Satanus were like a brother-sister demon combo. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I just was like, oh.
Yeah, no. No. She's been around before, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just like another demon.
That was cool.
Devil thing. So yeah.
That tongue was freaky.
Oh yeah.
So long and purple.
I mean, unless it's just the artist's choice. I'm like, they usually show like her face. I don't know why it's in shadow like that, but.
Oh yeah. I mean, I thought that was kind of cool and creepy.
Oh yeah, it is creepy. So yeah, Neuron and Blaze are basically fight. Of course, it doesn't matter what calling company it is. There's always a war in hell.
Right. Well, that's what.
I mean, it's full of bad people. So.
Right. Yeah. Then that's what Raven said. She's like, "Oh, he's gonna be losing face. We got to go now. It's a good time. There'll be."
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
And then Donna, Barbara, and Corey take Olivia to Themyscira.
Yeah. Okay. And this page I really liked because when Corey's like, Batgirl is one of the greatest hand-to-hand fighters on the planet, and then Barbara saying Starfire is the greatest warrior of another planet. I really like that because yeah, I always felt like in that one, which we've talked about this before, that one Titans episode from right around, or not episode, one Titans issue from right around 2000, where Corey asked for help from Oracle, and Oracle was kind of cold to her,
Yeah.
and Cyborg was like, "What's up with that?" And Corey was like, "I don't know." That always annoyed me because I felt like, no, that's a cheap shot. Barbara would not. Barbara is way better than that. She would not be. And like that was something that I kind of didn't like in. I mean, as we know, there are many things I don't like in Nightwing year one. It's too angsty. But again, when Barbara was like, "Oh, the Spice Girl" or whatever, I just feel like no, Barbara would not be that petty.
Yeah. I agreed.
So I really like that. And then of course, Donna is Donna. That was good.
Exactly. But yeah, you're gonna teach Olivia how to fight.
Yes.
Oh, and of course Haley's there.
Yeah. Of course.
So yeah, the rest of
Which well then that's something that I was confused about later because I was like, oh yeah, Haley can be there because she's a girl dog. But then when I thought it was like only women could set foot on Themyscira. Well, isn't there some of the comics where they say that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's actually like a spell, but it might just be like a rule where so it's like, yeah, the villains are really breaking the rule here.
Because I remember one time when they all went there in the Teen Titans, and the guys went, but they were like never touched the ground. They were always on. So I don't know. I want to say like a magic carpet kind of thing, but I don't think that's what it was. But it was something like that.
But yeah, the rest of the Titans, yeah, they find Blaze and they ask her where's Neuron keep his contracts for souls?
In his creepy tower.
Yes. So they come up where Beast Boy is gonna look like a demon and sneak them in.
Yep.
Love it.
Then this I thought was really funny, and was really appropriate because they're in hell. But I mean, look at those computers, so old.
I know.
And then Cyborg, I've never seen so many icons on one desktop.
This is hell.
Yes, it is. Now he's like, oh, all these useless programs, bloatware, malware, phishing scams.
I know. If I randomly ask you your date of birth or your first pet's name, do not give me that information. But yeah, he finds the contract for Olivia, and of course, yes, we find out the mother is another name, blast from the past, Jezebel Jet.
Yeah, dang.
From Batman R.I.P.
Yeah.
Or no, even before. But yeah, the Grant Morrison run on Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and she had been around before, right? But it was with Grant Morrison that she became the
I can't remember if she was around
part of a
before, but
murderous criminal organization that tried to kill him. I feel like she was around in the 70s.
I don't know, maybe. But yeah, it's yeah, she was part of Black Glove or whatever. Yeah.
I'm
Dr.
gonna
Hurt, all
Google
that.
her real quick. Uh,
Because I was gonna say,
oh no, you're right. Her first appearance was in 2006. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else then.
yes, Batman 650, Silver St. Cloud. Maybe are you thinking of?
Oh yeah, you know what? I bet that is who I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably thinking of Silver. Yep.
Yes. Yes. First appearance, Batman 656 on October 2006. Appearance of Death, Batman 681 from December 2008. So
Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking of Silver. I'm getting my alliterative names confused.
yes. But yeah, she was also she was a former model who ran the small African country of Matamba.
Yeah. And Then Beast Boy with the hard-hitting observations. Batman really has a type, huh?
Oh yeah, when Dick's like, yeah, she and Batman were a thing. They were good together for a time. She was part of a murder. Yeah.
Trying to kill him. It's like, yeah, that does sound familiar. Who else has he been with? Talia? Who's part of murder? And I mean, Catwoman is not part of a murderous criminal organization that tried to kill him, but she is a criminal.
Yes.
Batman, my favorite character.
Sorry, I couldn't let that go by. All right. So I love Cyborg. Where's Jezebel Jet? Dick. She's gone. Talia al Ghul removed her head.
But then I also enjoyed he's like, all right, we can get around it. What do we need? Bureaucracy. Yes. Classic.
Then we see Wally's keeping an eye on I guess the grinning man is in Iron Heights, but of course
But somehow Neuron's able to sneak in.
Well, he's magic, so
Yeah, I guess so. Probably opened up a little demon portal.
Yep, which is kind of it's gonna play a role here because we see the ladies still training Olivia on Themyscira when Wonder Woman appears to show up.
I thought Olivia. I just say they mentioned in here that she was 9. I thought she was younger than 9. I thought she was more like 6 or something.
Yeah, it seemed like it for a while, but yeah, I can't. Yeah. But yes, but Wonder Woman appears to show up, but it's not Wonder Woman. Of course, it's the Grinning Man again. Backed up by Gorilla Grodd and Dr. Polaris.
Yeah, so Dr. Polaris is the one that's messing with the metal, right?
Yeah, he's basically DC's Magneto. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great.
And then the psychic attack, is that
Grodd?
Oh, that's him. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's just what you don't want, a huge African gorilla with psychic abilities.
That's pretty intense.
So, yeah, the rest of the Titans go to help on Themyscira. Dick stays behind and has a talk with Neuron. Basically says, yeah, this contract's no good. It's not worth the blood it's written in.
That's right. He says, because I'm Olivia's legal guardian and I didn't sign it.
A temporary foster form issued by social services.
That's your local government. Bureaucracy sweeping in to save the day.
And Neuron's ready to deal, and I love Dick. A deal with the devil? That's never ended badly.
Yeah, right. Never.
But yeah, Neuron's like, you must feel so inadequate around your other heroes. You know, you have no powers. He's like, what have I connected you to the Speed Force? What could you do with the strength of a Kryptonian? So, yeah, I had this spoiled for me on social media before today. Yes, it looks like he gives Dick's powers and a new costume.
It's a fascinating suit. It's kind of like a mix of Disco Wing and the second suit.
Yeah, it says yellow, blue, got some black. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it says next, the temptation of Super Wing.
But you know he won't fall.
Oh yeah, of course not. And then of course we get that part, the backup story.
Yeah, this one was so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was revealed, okay, it's not the mom that cut it.
The trapeze wire, yeah, it's the kid.
Yeah, it was the kid.
Because he didn't want to do the trapeze.
Yeah.
But he tried to cut his own line, not his mother's.
Yeah.
And there was supposed to be a net.
He just wanted to get hurt. Or he just wanted it to look dangerous so his mom would freak out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I thought this was kind of interesting. I mean, on the one hand, it was a little bit sad because it's like, I mean, obviously they did it. It was, oh, here's a kid who's, doing the trapeze with his mom. And like, that's what Dick wanted. And this kid can have it, but he doesn't want it. And Dick, couldn't have it. And maybe he would have wanted it. So, you've got that. But on the other hand, I did think it was a good point of the kid saying, like, I don't want to always be training, I don't.
Yeah, I want a normal
it was a
life.
good point about parents who are pushing their kids too hard to, be the best at whatever sport, be, in beauty contests, be, whatever at
Sports, yeah.
yeah, be whatever at music or whatever. If your kid doesn't want that, you shouldn't make them do it.
Yeah,
it's your kid's life, not you living through your kid.
they're never going to excel if you're forcing them to do something they don't want to do.
So yeah, I was saying I just want to do things other than training all the time.
Yeah, and then Dick and John kind of have that conversation about their childhoods.
Yep. I mean, like, yeah, you love the circus, but that's not where you grew up. And he's like, yeah, I guess not. Then we see him as Robin.
Yep. And John Kent kind of robbed of much of his childhood. Thank you, Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah, and he got robbed of much of his childhood because he just like grew up, boom, right?
It was a weird time thing where he got taken away. He was held prisoner by Ultraman, the evil version of Superman. It was basically just weird quantum physics things where it's like, yeah, he aged while he was away, but he got brought back not too long after he left. So
yeah, that's weird.
So
I mean, whatever. It's
yeah,
it's comics, so that's fine. But also, they are not totally. I mean, humans. So I mean, very few things for humans are innate. We have to learn everything, and so I feel like the comics were really. It would be interesting for somebody someday to really dive into that trope, because I feel like even if you're a smart person, if your growth gets kind of oddly accelerated and then you come back not that long after you left, but you look older, I mean, that's going to leave you with a huge gap. I mean, people, you leave when you're 10 and you come back and everybody thinks you're 18. That's 8 years of stuff that you haven't learned. That's a big gap.
Oh yeah, especially, I mean, he lived through all that, but it's like he was kind of held prisoner in like a volcano that whole time. So yeah, he wasn't really interacting with people except for his jailer. Yeah, and that's always the big point with this, where it's just like, yeah, he lost it from like 10 to 17 or 18 with his parents. They.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's Brian Michael Bendis.
So there'd be also like a lot of gaps in your knowledge. I mean,
oh yeah,
you learn to drive. I mean, you have to. I mean, obviously, you can learn to drive at any time, but I mean, he was away when like What's Up was going through puberty. Like,
oh yeah, true.
Just like knowing. I mean, you learn a lot of math and science and stuff during those years. So it's like, does he come back and he's all like, I don't understand how chemistry works because now it looks like I've graduated from high school, even though I only was educated through the 5th grade.
Well, he can always pull that trick anyone with super speed has. You could just read a book like a book like hundreds.
I suppose so. I guess that's good that he's Kryptonian, because if that happened to a regular person, we'd be kind of screwed for a long time to try to make up for that many years.
Oh yeah. But yeah.
So anyway.
So they solved the trapeze mystery, but they're like, the kid couldn't have planted the bomb because there was a bomb. So
now we still have a mystery.
Exactly.
Which I assume will be solved in the next book, because then that's the end of this.
Of that arc, yeah, I would assume.
Yes, thank you. The end of the arc. Although I don't know, maybe he's gonna keep.
I mean, yeah, the backup story could keep going, even if it's like a new arc in the main story. Yeah.
Yeah, or they could get a new. I mean, it would be good to get a new backup. Like, how long does this? Like, he could still be with John, but like, okay, they move on to something else. I mean,
or back to our point. I mean, you could start a new backup where it's like Tim or Dick and Tim, or Dick and Jason, or yeah.
I would like to see one that was Dick, Damian, and John. That'd be good.
Oh yeah.
Because we have not really. Well, I mean, Dick has interacted with Damian some in other books, but we've never seen Damian in the. I mean, we haven't seen Damian in the Nightwing book in a long time.
Yeah, no.
I mean, Tom Taylor hasn't written him. I don't think we've seen him since. I mean, I know hang out with Dick some when Dick was when it was being written by Seeley. But
Yeah.
I don't think since he's went through the weird Rick Grayson thing that
Yeah, no, not really. Yeah, no.
yeah, because I mean Tim was in some of the early ones, and there was that one annual where he was with Jason. But yeah.
All right. So, anything else? Oh, great, Abe. A again.
That was good. It was fun.
Yeah,
Had some good jokes. I thought it was very appropriate. All the computers in hell are from the 90s.
Yes, hell was 90s technology. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That was good. That was on point.
All right. So
what's up for next week, Phil?
Oh, you want guest stars? I got guest stars for you because yes, we're gonna next week. We're gonna do the crossover Brotherhood of the Fist from yes, Green Arrow 134 and 135, Detective Comics 723, Robin 50. What's that? 55 and Nightwing 23.
Ooh, that's a lot. All right, hopefully
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 issues. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess I don't mean this a lot. It's just like a lot. That's a lot of different.
I mean, so it's basically a team up between the Connor Hawk, Green Arrow, Batman, Tim Drake, and yes, Nightwing. So
yeah. So can you say those again? I'm gonna write them down just so I have an easier time finding them in the app.
All right, Green Arrow 134 and 135.
Okay.
Detective Comics 723.
Okay.
Robin 55.
Okay.
And Nightwing 23.
All right, awesome. Thanks.
So, what did all those books have in common? They were all being written by Chuck Dixon at that time.
Wait, all of them, like all the time, or just for this crossover?
No, all the time for a long time.
How did this guy write so many books? Oh my god!
Yeah, he was writing.
How did he have time to sleep?
I don't know, and I mean it's not in the crossover, but I think he was at the point he was writing Birds of Prey too. I mean, he was.
Yeah, I mean he would. Yeah, was he also writing the main Batman, or was that somebody else?
No, that was somebody else. I think that was.
Oh, okay.
Doug mentioned that point, but yeah, no, I mean that's not enough. Detective Comics, Tim's.
Well, I was gonna say, I was like, yeah, I knew he was writing a bunch of the Batman ones. I didn't realize he was writing Green Arrow too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yes. So Connor
Yeah,
Hawk.
wow. Hardcore.
All right. So yes.
Well, he was not then, but I need to read more Connor Hawk because he came out in the Pride issue as
asexual.
He's asexual.
Yes. Which, unfortunately, yes, I believe that Chuck Dixon, who created the character, was not too happy with that. So I don't know. He's kind of.
I mean, sadly, that does not surprise me because Chuck Dixon, I know, is very conservative.
Yeah.
But I was stoked because I'm asexual. Although I'm asexual, aromantic, and Connor was like, I want to be with someone, and I was like, because he's obviously not aromantic. But I'm like, for real, Chuck Dixon. I mean, I feel like conservatives should not feel offended by asexuality. Like, what? You're mad that we don't want to have sex? Get out of here with that.
I mean, I'm not on his side, but I think his argument was just he was like, that's not how I wrote the character.
Like, that's fine. You're not writing him anymore.
I was gonna say, yeah, anything, DC or Marvel, it's like you create a character there, you don't own them. I mean, that's the company's character.
I feel like the main difference between fan fiction about DC and Marvel characters and the actual comics is just, did DC or Marvel pay you or not? Because if they paid you, then but it's like the people who wrote, I mean, yeah, Bob Kane can sit around and be like, that's not how I wrote Batman. And we're all like, yeah, good, because the way you wrote Batman sucked.
He was going to put him in a red costume.
Exactly. Have you seen that one going around the internet that's like Batman with only by Bob Kane with no contributions of Bill Finger? And it's like Batman in the red costume and he like punches a crook and he's like, gee, I wish I knew where to take him. Because Bill Finger also invented the Commissioner.
Oh, yes.
And all the good villains, and Robin and Joker. Although I think Jerry Robinson helped a little bit with Robin.
I think so, yeah.
And the point stands that yes.
All right, so
But yeah, I'm sure Chuck Dixon was super mad that Tim came out as bisexual. He's probably
yeah, because I mean, I like a lot of his stuff, and I'm like, at first I was like, I wanted to interview Chuck Dixon, but then I saw his very extreme views, and I was just like, oh, I guess I can't talk to him now.
Yeah, I mean, I did interview him for
Oh yeah,
the book, but then and I knew he was kind of conservative, and then afterwards, I was like, oh, dang, this guy is like really different, which is fine. I mean, just because we have different political views doesn't mean I can't interview him, but I feel like he's become increasingly extreme now that he is, I don't know, like semi-retired or whatever. He doesn't really write for, I don't think he really writes for DC anymore, does he?
No.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's his one of his views now. It's just like, oh yeah, DC won't have me because they're too woke now or something. And it's just like,
yes, because when I think woke, I think DC Comics.
all these characters are bisexual or asexual now.
Right, yeah, because nothing says woke like giant corporation.
How dare these fictional characters that like mirror the real world? How dare they?
Right. How dare they change and evolve over time like real people do.
But yes, you could also, but you can read that interview in Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder, right now on Amazon.
In which we do not say anything politically
No,
I know there's nothing politically offensive in that interview.
It's all about the character. It's straight up about the character, Dick Grayson. All right, so next week, I guess we'll cover Brotherhood of the Fist and Dude, Where's My Gar?
Yes. Wait, does Brotherhood of the Fist involve monkeys?
It's like the there's like different like ninja clans kind of, and like it's like I think one's like the Monkey Clan or
okay. I was like, isn't there something with like fighting monkeys in DC that's a brotherhood? But there are multiple brotherhoods.
Yeah, there's like different brotherhoods and
Okay.
stuff. I think that's the thing. Yeah, it's been a while since I read that, but yeah, I mean we'll get to that next week. But yeah, I believe it's multiple clans. So
Okay. Yeah.
so send us your thoughts on that. And oh man, wait. Oh no, I was gonna say we're gonna be recording, but no. We'll get the new episode of Titans before then. So
yeah, it comes out tomorrow.
oh, that's right. Oh my god, there's so much good stuff on tomorrow. The finale of Picard, Titans. Oh man, we glued to my TV.
Busy day, Phil.
Hey, I might wait. Maybe I'll wait till the weekend to watch Titans because that's what I did with these two. I waited till like yesterday to watch them.
Yeah, I think I watched them on Sunday, maybe.
I wanted to be a little fresher in my mind.
Yeah.
So yes, kids, next week, Brotherhood of the Fist and Dude, Where's My Gar? Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find everything Capes and Lunatics on the website, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon. Find it all at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. And as we mentioned before, but it bears repeating, if you love the character of Dick Grayson in any of his various incarnations, go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder, now on Amazon. You think you know everything about him? No, you don't. So if you want the Holy Bible of Dick Grayson, go pick up Dick Grayson.
The Holy Bible.
That's my religion. All right. So thank you for joining us, kids. We covered a lot tonight. We covered the show, the comics, some creators and controversies, and we were all over the place. So you're welcome. Who says you didn't get your money's worth from this free podcast?
Fine, we're a fine value.
Yes. But yes, lots of ninjas and fighting next week with Batman, Robin, Nightwing, Green Arrow, and the new Titans episode, which again should have guest stars because according to the internet, yes, that's the Stargirl crossover episode. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's possible that Dick and crew might not even be in it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Unless they show up at like the end or something. All right, kids. We again covered a lot tonight, but again, join us next week for more. Join us same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News. And remember, deals with the devil never go wrong.